Alright, so this is Perplexity Computer, and I think this is an AI tool that many of you are quite familiar with. But then we got a new tool called Computer, and honestly, they kind of look alike. Perplexity Search and Perplexity Computer are very similar. So the question is, what are the actual differences between the regular search of Perplexity and this new computer version? Well, after doing some research and testing, I gotta say that Perplexity, as the company, is not doing a great job at communicating exactly what this feature is all about. For example, this is a post that was made by the current CEO of Perplexity, and he's just showcasing that, hey, this app was built using Perplexity Computer. Sure, it is impressive, but at the same time, isn't that something that can be done using a regular version of Perplexity? And you can also use a coding tool like Google Anti-Gravity, Cloud Code, VS Code, etc. So this is not really telling the actual thing, the unique factor about Perplexity Computer. Okay, how about this one? This is a post that was made by the official Perplexity account on X, and basically on this video demo, apparently the user wants AI, the computer, to do a research about this topic and then generate an Excel document about it. Sure, amazing, really cool, but again, isn't that something that even the regular version of Perplexity can do? In fact, I just did that, and this is, for example, a sort of interactive report that was created using Perplexity Computer, and yeah, it looks great, it looks amazing, but I also was able to get a similar result using the regular version of Perplexity. Now, sure, it doesn't look as flashy, but still it gets the job done. And what's very interesting here is when I'm using this regular Perplexity, it recommends me to use Computer because apparently it is going to be a lot better. Although, yeah, it's actually kind of overkill for this particular task. And yeah, I kind of agree when people say that this is almost like a fad, it's just a hype. And yeah, it's not quite clear about one unique factor about Perplexity Computer. In fact, there is one comment on Reddit that I think can summarize everything. So someone made a comment that this is amazing and I'm not sure how I would use it. This is a sentiment that I think we can use to describe pretty much every single new flashy AI tool that we just got every other week. Yeah, they are amazing, they are quite interesting, but at the same time, what it can and cannot do, it is not very clear. But fortunately, after doing some testing, I think I starting to get the grip of Perplexity Computer, and I hope that with this video I can explain to you exactly what this tool is all about. But before that, let me explain the core concept of Perplexity Computer. So let me start with something that is very simple, which is, well, Perplexity Search. This is the kind of interface, the kind of tool that I think many of you are quite familiar. So here, for this example, I'm going to task AI to do something. I want AI to summarize the content of this website. Okay, let me just send a message and just wait for AI to give me the answer. This is a simple task. It can do it just fine. And AI, in this case, Perplexity, is just very good at navigating to a website and then reading the content. And overall, it is also the core idea and the core reason why people are subscribing to Perplexity. Cool. Now, how about this prompt? This one is going to be a bit different. Basically, I want AI to tell me what is the color of the car in this particular section of the website. So this is the section that I'm talking about. This is representing the color, sorry, the color of the car is red, but can Perplexity see that? Well, let's find out. Now, of course, it cannot do that because the Perplexity Search can only see or read content in the form of text. So it cannot actually see the page. It cannot navigate to a website like a real person. A real person could scroll down, scroll up. They can click on a link, on a button. They can see the image, watch the video. But those things cannot be done using the regular version of Perplexity. But then Perplexity, the company, just made a new product called Comet Browser. And that's actually a step that is higher than this version. So let me just open the Comet browser, and don't worry, this is still related to the Perplexity computer later. Now I'm going to send the same query again to Perplexity, sorry, to the Comet browser, and I'll enable browser control browser, send a message, and just wait for the answer. So what's going to happen now is AI will take over the control of this particular page, this browser, and it can see the content. It can, as you can see, it just took a screenshot. It can read the text. It can even watch the video, or maybe it can click on a link, click on a button, and overall it is almost like behaving like a real person. So here, as you can see, it was able to navigate to that section, and hopefully it can tell me the answer, which is red basically. Okay, it's still navigating around, so that's actually AI not feeling quite satisfied about its original finding, and it is still trying to find other things on the website. So that's the typical AI agent behavior. But this is exactly the core concept of Perplexity computer. But instead of browser, it is AI controlling the full computer, and it is a computer somewhere in the cloud, and don't worry about that. And this is actually quite similar to the viral AI tool that we got, I think, a few weeks ago. It's called MoldBot. It is an AI that can control a computer, but here it was handled, everything was handled by Perplexity, and I would say that's a lot more convenient and safer. Okay, we got the answer. It is red, Cybertruck. So that's AI was able to see the content on the website. Now we are ready to explore Perplexity computer. So let me just minimize this, and I'm going to be using Chrome. Let's navigate to computer, and I'm going to send a simple task to Perplexity computer. Okay, let me just copy this, and there you go. Go to this website, analyze it, summarize the content on Google Docs, and then make sure to add the red colored Cybertruck picture to the document. So this is something that computer can do, but Comet, the browser, cannot do, because if I'm asking this task to the Comet via the Comet browser, sure, it can save the picture to my computer, but it cannot upload the picture back to Google Docs, because that file stored on my computer, but that area is beyond the scope of the browser. That's why Comet cannot do it, but computer has no problem, because AI is controlling, again, the full computer. Now here, if you click this, you can upload documents. You can also add some connectors. You can also select the model. Here, I'll just use Cloud Sonnet, and I'll just enable Google Drives, because I want to make sure that it is able to access or upload the content to my account. Now let me just send this and just wait for it to orchestrate the full task. It will use up to 19 different AI models, so that's actually allowing AI to finish the task much quicker. Now this will take minutes to finish at the minimum, so you can minimize it. You can ignore it. You can do something else while AI is finishing the job. Now, while it is still doing so, I guess I want to show you one example of a task that was done using Perplexity computer. So right here, I was asking AI to navigate to a podcast video on YouTube, and then I want it to generate a short TikTok video that hopefully less than 1 minute long. And basically after that, it was able to navigate to some relevant pages. It can also run some script on the computer to do something, to modify some files, and then it can generate a video based on my request. It is quite impressive, but I found a problem. So right here at the very end, it was able to generate video, but it's not the kind of video that I wanted. Okay, let me just show the video. And okay, this one.
I don't think this field's going to be a monopoly. All my lawyers never want me.
Okay, the content is not important, but here I want the video to be showing the person. So the original video looked like this, but as you can see, I only saw a static image with some audio and subtitle. That alone is actually pretty impressive, but I don't want AI to give me this result. But unfortunately, it doesn't ask me for permission or alternative. It just continue doing the task, spending my credits, and also it is very, very long. It took like 29 minutes to finish. And then just to show me this static video, that's really disappointing. And then I asked AI why I only saw a static image, and then apparently it cannot access the video on YouTube because apparently it was blocked. Understandable. And then eventually we decided that I'm going to upload the video to my Google Drive account, and then AI computer was able to access that video, and then only after that it can generate a video. It is fine. It is not impressive. I mean, it can only cut or navigate to a specific section of the video, but it cannot like do multiple cuts in the video. It cannot do that, unfortunately. But still, it is one thing that computer can definitely do. Now, that's just one example, and of course there are other things that I did. And by the way, that this particular task, I think it consumed 500, okay, almost 600 credits on my account, so that's quite a lot. And the amount of credits that will be consumed on each task will be different. Some tasks may be only 200, but others could be 1000 credits in one go. So just be mindful when you are using this tool to perform certain tasks. And I think it is a good idea to just play around. And here, fortunately, I got some free credits from Perplexity. I think that it is still in the promotional moment, so they're still quite generous at giving people credits. And by the way, this tool used to be only available for the Max users, but fortunately I don't have to pay $200 a month to get it. I just used the Pro version, and fortunately I got some credits from Perplexity. So yeah, that's a few things to know. Now it is still doing its job. I think it will take several other more minutes, so I guess I'll just skip a word and I'll show you the final result of the document that was created by computer. Okay, so it is not yet done, but I actually can see the document. So let me just open it via Google Docs, and let's see if we can get that red Cybertruck on the document. Okay, so this is the summary of the website, and yeah, that is the red Cybertruck that I was asking for to include in the document. So as you can see, computer was able to basically access the files on its local drive. So this is what makes computer to be different than the regular version of Perplexity and of course the Comet browser. Now of course there are many other things that you can do with Perplexity computer, and I actually recommend to connect some apps via Perplexity, because this will allow computer to access certain items, certain connectors, like maybe you want to use computer to control GitHub, Notion, HubSpot, and many other tools right here. So I think if you're using some of these services in Perplexity, I think you can reap the benefits of Perplexity computer. And also there is also Perplexity computer skill, and this is quite similar to Cloud skill. It is basically just a very detailed prompt or instruction about what AI must do. I guess I'm going to make video about this feature in the near future. But anyway, I think that's basically the general idea of Perplexity computer. And by the way, there is also this gallery section where you can see all the creations or examples that were created by Perplexity computer. And honestly, they're not very impressive because mostly just chart data. I mean, they look great, but I'm expecting more use cases, because I think we have enough of, generating infographics or generating a chart or a bar like this. I think we have many AI tools that can do something like that. So I'm expecting something that is more unique, more tangible, and more relatable to everyday people. But I guess other than that, that's basically the core idea of Perplexity computer. And maybe you can play around with this tool, and if you have done that, then let me know what your thoughts about this new feature on Perplexity. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.